these patterns took a while for us to begin to discover, but they have become incredibly useful for those of us who do this kind of work in not so easy, accepting circumstances, maybe a training where you show up because you want to learn how to do it, enhance your capacity. We haven't invented the patterns. They are, there for anybody to discover, but somehow I just felt to convey to you maybe just a little bit of what we have seen and then how you can use them. Because things have to be useful at this time. Time for theory is over. The species must find its way. So chaos, order, and control. I don't know what are they entities, are they elements, but let's not get theoretical. Just feel, like some of us, or some part of us, certain things in the world makes us feel chaotic, confused. Things doesn't connect. We don't understand. It can occur any moment. And your chaos may not be the same as mine. And some people love chaos. That's their order. And so they will always rip up things, be the jester, ask the wicked question. And some of us absolutely cannot stand anything that's not under control. And so it's a fleeting affair, you would say. So when the part of chaos seems to be useful, if we begin to dare embrace them, be wide enough to hold these different elements. But even in certain cases, you would use the word chaos, and that would create chaos in people's minds. Ooh, chaos, like it's the worst. No, we have to be in control. And so this dance between chaos and control, I find this on inside of my own brain between people since ever I was, began to grow up. So I find it useful to begin to understand just a little bit about what is those dynamics. One of the ways that we do deal with chaos is we try to control it, so we jump. We're losing our funding, or whatever it is. We want more control. Make sure that like in many organizations, that's that dance, and then you have the innovative director, and then the next one would be what we call them the butchers. They come in and they just cut away. So this dance, well, you could say over here, the hierarchy has become a very predominant form. Have a few people from the top controlling everything that's happening, and we are then lining up depending. Some of us have experience in those kind of contexts, called the corporate world. In the middle, on the other hand, seems to be a quite sweet thing. It's, we could call it order. And while you're here, and already maybe you're beginning to get a sense of it from your own, there's a place that's not completely controlled, but it has some order to it. It's more, and I look at nature, this has been my greatest teacher my whole life. I just love to see how nature works. I learn more than from reading many books. It seems like just enough order to extract the best of the creative unknown, or the creative not fixed field, but you begin to control chaos, the worst thing that can happen is that it stops us from learning. And what if learning is the one quality that the human being needs? This is our most exquisite capacity. For 200,000 years, we have survived and created these very sophisticated societies and relationships because we are very good at learning. Struggling and learning is the dance of the human species. So to me, in this space where chaos and order meet, we call it Chaordic, very consciously. Chaordic is where you can begin to find the soft spot of the chaotic place, where learning arises, and you can be in that space that some people would name innovation or emergence or newness. It's unknown to begin with, and we begin to see. I mean, you guys who are doing your PhD, you're on that journey, aren't you? You're investigating something, and you have questions that you don't know. You're being created. You're given the chance through the PhD program, whatever it is, that create a container in which you can then be in exploration. And every time you harvest some order, insight, it could be insight, it could be a new form. So I'll give you a quick example. So this is the European Commission, the Joint Research Center, the biggest scientific institution in the European government. Right? So I worked with them for 2008, 2009, 2010. So I'm meeting, so they were going to go have their yearly management meeting in this kind of way that we are working here in, because they have management meetings and they're very boring, and the director general is talking for 3 hours like Castro used to do, and the executive team and all the directors and the heads of units, 85 of them. It's the top of this hierarchy of 3,500 administrators and the best scientists in Europe who were hired by the European Parliament or Union to do all the research on behalf of the 500 million people living. So they're under great pressure, these guys, and they have a budget for 20 years, which many don't have. So the Director General, he is one of the best nuclear scientists in the world. Oh, he's gone on pension, but at that time, beautiful German guy. And he has held these meetings, and the feedback from the staff is, we don't want them anymore. They're too boring, nothing comes out of it. We'd rather be doing a research or leading whatever it needs. And so he's feeling the pressure he has to do something, and in the end he finally realizes he's willing to shift the form, the controlling form of the management meeting with the panel and the directors speaking up to people. And he hears about me and my partner Monica that we are already doing some work in the commission, and I say to the HR director who is inviting me to come and help make this meeting, I need to meet with the boss. Because I need to be able to share with him what is possible, so he's not afraid of it, so we can be, I'm not here to do revolution. He must invite me. So this is the meeting I'm in with him. It's just 20 minutes in his office, 10th floor in Brussels. These three next in command, me and him. And we have sent a proposal for a 2-day meeting to obtain whatever their purpose was, using appreciative inquiry, a cafe, open space, and collective mind mapping and then into open space and harvesting it all into a strategic plan for the next 5 years. So I come into his office and says, thank you for coming. I really like your proposal, but I don't understand it. But welcome, Toker. He gives me first name. So, welcome, Roland. And the guys there, he's like, people are so scared of this man in this hierarchy. So he says, I have read it, I can sort of get it because I'm an intelligent man, but I don't really understand what is a cafe and how all this works. Could you tell me a story of where you have applied this somewhere and been successful? I mean, he can feel his ass is sweating probably, because if this would not be successful, he would be the laughing stock of all the 43 director generals in the European Commission, with all the Commission politicians around. But we happen to be same age, and we're both beginning grandfathers. I was 60 at that time. He just turned 61 or something. And I'm Danish, he's German. So we meet in that kind of place. And I said, before I run through the program and try to explain this, could I just draw this up? So I draw this and give it singular little explanation as I've done to you guys. He becomes completely quiet. And he says, thank you, now I understand. I said, what do you understand? I understand this. This is where I'm sitting. And for the last 5 years I've been sitting there, and these meetings have been run like this. And somehow in this space between order and control, like we just keep getting more of the same. We don't go anywhere. And I'm actually not a very good leader. I need help. And something begins to shift in the view. The human being has help is powerful. And I understand this. I'm there to help him, not here to show off or get a contract. I'm just another human being wanting to help at this time. So he says, now I understand the problem. And I am German. Der Führer is still in me. And I realized that why those meetings have been so bad is that we've just run it over here. On the other hand, the scientist knows this is my place of research. I know this very well. I love this place. But I've never been able to understand that you could lead from this place. I thought leadership was this, and this was just the research. He says, if you can help me and my 85 other leaders in this organization journey into that place, I would be very grateful. And I say to Roland, I reach over and give him a hand, and we look at each other and says, if you want to go there, I'll be happy to guide you and your team into that place safely and out on the other side. I am not a hired hand. I'm not a subcontractor. I guide people into the Chaordic. Why? Because I have journeyed in there myself and I'm very comfortable there. I have no fear of it anymore. And he actually said, I'm ready to take the risk. I mean, this is one of the highest placed power for men in Europe. He carries the key to the nuclear program, like the Americans. To me, it was a miracle. And it began an incredible learning relationship between him and me. We created 4 strategic conversations. I've got posters of them. They are over there on the table for those of you who do this kind of work on that level. If you want to see, I'm happy to go through them with you. The whole design and all that. In 1.5 days, they did more work. They said they could never even have done it in 3 years. And then they began to invite the next layers in to be part of that.